Hello everybody. So today I'm going to read to you the notes that I posted on reflexive verbs. Today is Monday, April 13th, and this is going to be our first lesson on reflexive verbs for this week. So our new unit, it's Unit 6, and it is called Reflexive Verbs and Daily Routine. With this lesson, I had attached your new vocabulary list and also an activity that you will do after reading and listening to this lesson. So in order to understand reflexive verbs, you have to go back and recall what we've learned about regular verbs. So as you know, we have learned that there are 3 types of verbs in Spanish, verbs that end in either AR, ER, or IR. For example, hablar is an AR verb that means to speak, and we learned to conjugate it in all forms. For example, yo hablo, tú hablas, etc. Comer is an example of an ER verb that means to eat, and when we conjugate, it starts out as yo como, tú comes, etc. And vivir is an example of an IR verb that means to live, and when we conjugate it, it is yo vivo, tú vives, etc. So that should all be something that you remember. Reflexive verbs also end in either AR, ER, or IR, but are different from regular verbs, and you will see why this week and next. Why are they called reflexive verbs? A reflexive verb is a verb whose direct object is the same as its subject. For example, I wash myself. In other words, the person doing the action also receives the action. That's the easiest way that you can understand it. You will notice on your vocabulary list, Unidad 6, that all of the verbs in this unit end in se. That makes them reflexive. Se translates to oneself. So examples would be, I wash my hair. That would be reflexive. The hairdresser washes my hair is not reflexive. So which do you think is reflexive out of these 2 sentences? Is it A, my daughter gets herself dressed in the morning? Or is it B, the little girl's mother gets her dressed every morning? If you picked A, you're correct. My daughter is both the doer and the receiver. She is doing the action, which is getting dressed, and she is also receiving the action. She is getting herself dressed. No one is helping her. Basically, any action that you do for yourself with no help would be considered reflexive, which is why we teach reflexive in the daily routine unit. Your daily routine tasks are mainly reflexive verbs, like I wake up, I get dressed, I brush my teeth, etc. Reflexive verbs are conjugated for all subjects, just like regular verbs, like he washes his hair, or we wake up at 7:30, or a question like, what time do you go to bed? So let's use the verb to wash oneself, which is on your vocabulary list, as our first example. Lavarse means to wash oneself. If you take the se off of this verb, what does it mean now? It means just to wash. When I conjugate lavarse for yo, it becomes yo me lavo, which means I wash myself. As in, I wash my hair, I wash my hands, or I wash my body. Now, if you remove the word me from this, what does it mean now? If it was just yo lavo, it would mean I wash. As in, I wash the car, or I wash the counter, I wash the dishes. When would you use yo lavo as opposed to yo me lavo? Can you think of any examples? I actually just mentioned one, or I mentioned a few. Yo lavo el carro, I wash the car, is an example of a non-reflexive verb. As you see, it does not have the word me in that first example. You are doing the action, which is washing the car, but you are not receiving the action. The car is receiving the action. So this is not reflexive. It does not use a reflexive pronoun like may. In the next example, it is reflexive. Yo me lavo el pelo. I wash my hair. You are doing the action and you are also receiving the action. You are washing your own hair. This sentence needs the reflexive pronoun may because the sentence is reflexive. So let's just see. If you said, yo lavo el pelo, that says I wash the hair, but it would be of someone else. Like if you washed your friend's hair or you wash your mom's hair, yo lavo el pelo de mi mamá, for example. I wash the hair of my mom, which sounds weird, but that's to give you an example of when you can use it non-reflexively. All right, so hopefully that's clear to you guys. We're not getting into the whole conjugation of it yet. I just want you to understand the idea of a reflexive verb so that when we go into conjugating it, it's a little clearer. So you're going to try the activity that's attached to this assignment. Definitely have your new vocabulary out. And the activity, the Google activity, is also attached to this activity, to this lesson. All right, everybody, have a good day and good luck.